let's go ahead and start. This first item that we're dealing with is dealing with the adopted standards. As you all know, the code adopts a number of standards by reference. Those reference standards really add to the code dramatically. So what this is dealing with is where the code has adopted reference standards, it does two things on this particular code change. The first item is that when the building code is addressing an item and that item is also covered in the standard, it sets up a hierarchy and tells us that the code is going to be the controlling document. So anytime the code addresses an issue and the standard also addresses the issue, it will always be the code that is the controlling factor at that point. So the standards are there to assist us on topics not covered by the code or related or additional technical requirements. One easy example that I always use is on the A117 standard, which deals with accessibility. The building code provides the scoping requirements and will tell you what's required to be accessible, when it's required to be accessible, and how many items. On the other hand, the standard, which is the reference document, provides the technical background. It will tell you how to make something accessible and what the exact details are required to be there. The next aspect of this particular code change, and really an important one, is that when you're dealing with standards, sometimes because they are developed by an outside organization and really not developed in conjunction with the IBC or the other I codes, they are going to have possible conflicts. And what this particular code change did is it really clarified that if there is a conflict between any provision that's within the standard and the code itself, that the code will always be the controlling document. There's a number of examples that we can use with this. One of the easy examples is simply the sprinkler requirements. When you look at the NFPA 13 sprinkler requirements, those are all geared on the building being sprinklered completely. It is going to require a sprinkler system throughout the building, and that's the assumption of the standard. However, when you're looking at the building code will specify when a sprinkler is required and if it's required in an occupancy, in a fire area, or throughout the entire building. So in that case, even though the standard would tend to imply that the sprinklers are needed throughout the building, we would actually only expect them to be installed where the building code says. And the building code would say the occupancy, the fire area, the floor, or the entire building. So that will be the way to apply that provision.